And one. Well, hello everyone. Mac here, along with Tim, Judy, Cheryl, and Finn. So appreciate you guys joining us for our late summer call, where we just thought we'd start off a little bit funny. I mean, it's not quite summer, it's not quite autumn, and it is time to transition from fire to earth. Before we do though, I wanted to talk a little bit about summer and the wood dragon time of year in particular. When we were back in February, we shared with you guys a little bit about the year of the wood dragon and some of the strengths of the dragon and some of the strengths of the wood and how that could really help us during the year. And certainly the dragon brings strength, good fortune, wisdom, and dynamic energy. Wood brings us the characteristics of growth and flexibility and nurturing. And I think it's really set us up for an incredible time. And I know when I look back about this summer of the wood dragon in particular for me, I mean, it certainly brings up things like growth and expansion. Gosh, in so many ways. I mean, just personally, from our standpoint, my wife and I have gone out, we brought new property that we're going to build a new home on, and we're getting our family together for our family complex, which has been a dream of ours forever. So again, so many things are happening with growth and expansion. I look at other advances, I mean, in terms of my martial arts experience and even the commitment or the recommitment, I should say, to my Sunwriter business. Um, Social interaction too. So many things that we're doing. I mean, just having come back from convention at the end of June, being together again with all of our Sunwriter friends, events that are happening in the dojo, the brand new Sunwriter walking challenges, which I know a bunch of you are involved with right now, is a great way that we're showing again those strong social connections, creativity and innovation. I mean, again, for me, I know certainly this has been a summer where I've been able to see with a little bit more clarity, kind of a picture of where I want to be in my life going forward. Optimism and ambition. I mean, absolutely having just turned another year, which Tim and Finn, I know you can relate to, having being August birthdays, just like my own as well, has kind of provided a new confidence. And I don't know if it's just another year passing, another year of maybe of a little bit more wisdom and so forth, but certainly a more confidence in terms of where I see life going, in terms of my passion and enthusiasms, and kind of last but not least, the whole health and vitality part too. I mean, I noticed for myself, I've certainly expanded the type of exercises. It's not just going to the dojo anymore for me. It's not just doing push-ups. It's a variety of different exercises and how I'm going about that. My food choices, I've certainly expanded and look at how I've eaten during the summer months, and my mental attitude. I know with the focus I've put on things this summer has really helped me. So again, when I look back at this year of the wood dragon and especially the summer and what it's provided, I think it's created a great foundation for us for a really strong summer. And I know you guys have felt some of the same, but it's time to talk a little bit about late summer now. And Tim, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk to us a little bit about late summer and this transition time.
Well done, Mac. That just hit the nail on the head. Hello, everyone, and I'm Tim, of course, and here we go. I want to talk a little bit about this transition time, and it's a unique season because it's the shortest season of the five that we have. I'm just going to comment on a couple things here regarding the digestive system, which is stomach, spleen, and pancreas for this time of year,
Mhm.
and it's every system. Here's the cool thing: is that every system depends on the nutrition and energy that we get through eating, and we want to make sure that that system is running well and good, to say the least. It's the shortest season, of course, with about 6-ish weeks. And here in Saskatchewan, we're already seeing some of the tinges of the leaves beginning to change color. And but yeah, we still have it's still nice and warm, but you can already see it happening. And you start looking in the garden, and there's things popping out there. There's zucchinis, and squashes, and everything's looking pretty ripe for the picking, to say the least. One more time, the other 4 weeks are found in, as you see on our slide, Doyle, and it's the week of preparation before any seasonal change, and the earth element is affected during that time. And so it's good for us to pay attention 1 week before a change of season. Every change of season, all five of them, is to make sure the digestive system is prepared for the next round of focus on the next system that we're going to look at, either wood or fire or large liver, stomach, heart, whatever we're going to be doing. But all we just need to do is to pay attention to what the earth element within us in preparation for every seasonal change, for a wonderful, smooth transition. And so we're getting that flow of energy through us and making it comfortable and easy. And I know that there's reasons why we're here is because we have Sunrider Foods, and Mac's going to kind of give us a little bit of insight on why Sunrider.
Well, hey, thank you, Tim. And you're right. I mean, the late summer, the earth element is all about the spleen and the stomach and how we nourish that. And great setup in terms of the transition and what we're dealing with right now. And as we always do on these calls, we are going to talk some about Sunrider Food. So I just want to remind everybody that none of the information provided in this presentation is intended to represent a diagnosis or cure of any illness or disease. For those of you brand new that are kind of hearing this for the first time, I just want to take 2 seconds and tell you why you should be even looking at Sunrider. First of all, Sunrider's been around, I got to update this slide, for 42 years. It's been around a long time, you guys. That is all about stability, okay? There's a lot of companies that come and go in this industry. Sunrider, again, 42 years. That is all about stability and longevity in this industry. I've mentioned this a million times, but one of the favorite things I love about Sunrider is the fact that we operate in over 50 countries around the world, which allows me and all of us as IBOs to participate in different cultures and with different people. And hey, who doesn't know, I should say, somebody that lives in a different country these days? So again, look at where your market is, folks. And if you've got friends in a different country, chances are Sunrider is there and we have a chance to participate with them. One of my other favorite things, Sunrider internally handles all of the research and development and manufacturing of our foods. Now, again, that may sound like a pretty simple thing, but folks, if you've looked at this industry, so many other companies simply provide a third party a recipe and say, make my food for me. That's not the case in Sunrider. Sunrider internally handles all the research, development, and manufacturing of over 400 of what I feel are the finest health, wellness, and beauty products in the world. Everything from, whole food nutritional products to cleansing beverages to weight management to sports and fitness to green household and all natural skincare and cosmetics. So folks, if you're looking for an opportunity like this, Sunrider truly is the place to be. And to tell us a little bit more about the true why behind all of that, Cheryl, as we typically do, I'd like to turn to you to explain to us a little bit about this philosophy of regeneration, which truly makes all of these wonderful products and foods so remarkable.
Thank you, Mac. Great presentation, Tim. Thank you. After being in Sunrider now for like over 36 years, I realized how important expertise is. And the beauty with Sunrider is that our owners, the Chen family, are all experts. They're experts in herbal science, in Chinese medicine, they're doctors, they're pharmacists, they're organic chemists, and they think in generations. They don't think of building up a business and selling it to the highest bidder. They believe in passing it on from generation to generation, which having a business in Sunrider is really important to me. So I love the Chen family. Now, they oversee, like Mac was saying, every aspect of research and development. And if we're going to stay healthy, we need to realize that it's really, really important what we're putting in our body. And every single Sunrider product is based on a very simple yet powerful idea. It blends traditional Eastern medicine with advanced modern science, and we call it the philosophy of regeneration. I even love the sound of that name. It's our blueprint for all our product development. The principle of yin and yang is that all things exist inseparable and contradictory opposites. For example, there's dark and light, there's old and young. The pairs of equal opposites attract and complement each other, and they create balance. This philosophy dates back 3rd century BC or even earlier, and it's the fundamental concept in Chinese philosophy, in Eastern medicine, and our philosophy of regeneration. When we properly nourish with only the finest natural whole food ingredients, and that's herbal ingredients as well, and we cleanse the body of harmful chemicals, artificial colors and flavors and preservatives, then our body will be brought back to balance. And a balanced body, Mac, is a healthy body.
Perfect, Cheryl. Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much for that. As always, I love how you handle this whole area of philosophy of regeneration. And like you, I just love the way it rolls off the tongue. It feels so good. So thank you. We're going to move on a little bit now, and we are going to talk some about Sunrider products, but Finn in particular, I know I spent time talking with you over the last several weeks. It seems like we were both kind of glued to the television and what was happening with the Olympics. And again, just really appreciating all the athletes and those bodies. My gosh, I've never seen so many people with zero body fat, but it really inspired me to know what's possible out there. And what was really kind of interesting to me, and I know you and I chuckled about this a few different times, were the variety of commercials that we saw in between the various events and the things that these commercials were kind of pushing people in terms of stuff they should consider that I'm not sure are the most healthiest sometimes, but I thought one of the things that might be fun for us to do was to talk a little bit, and I'll turn this over to you, about the Olympics, and then we can play that into some of the healthier, I should say, alternatives that Sunrider offers. So, Finn, what did you think about the Olympics, and what did you get out of all that stuff?
Well, I'm absolutely an Olympic junkie. I mean, that was one of my original goals as a young track athlete back many years ago. So I absolutely love watching the best in the world compete. Just it's inspiring to see all that hard work and discipline
For
and
sure.
passion and accumulating into this event. And it got me thinking about how Sunrider is that kind of level of greatness as well. Just the Chen's commitment to their vision and their passion for helping people and creating the best products in the world. They would definitely win gold in the Olympics, in regard to just creating, the best products on the planet. And it also, reminds me that, we may not be Olympic athletes, but we can certainly nourish our bodies as if we were. And I have clients who, maybe they're training for a 10K or a triathlon, or maybe they like playing pickleball or tennis, or maybe they do martial arts or yoga, but these foods nourish our body to build strong, lean muscle tissue, to decrease inflammation in the body, to just, again, really give us the fuel that we need to be active and healthy. And so I absolutely love that. And I know for a fact that Sunrider has also sponsored Olympic athletes in the past that have gone on to win medals. So again, just knowing that these foods are safe for athletes to compete and in a healthy way is really awesome. But yeah, I find it very ironic and not surprising because it's about making money, but just the choice of sponsors that were used in the plethora of commercials, and whether it was sugary pop or pharmaceutical drugs, it's like that doesn't really speak to health. But again, what I love is that Sunrider doesn't put its advertising dollars into commercials like that. They take their advertising dollars and they put it in a pool for us, those of us that choose to share Sunrider with people, and it's a referral account. So every time I refer somebody to Sunrider, I'm their advertising and I get to benefit from that. So when you think about the millions and billions of dollars that companies spend, I'm really happy that Sunrider chooses to take that money and share it with us. So yeah, if we want to talk a bit about some of the products that might fit in with this Olympic theme.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into that a little bit. First of all, thank you, Finn, for the great overview towards the Olympics and some of the commercials and what the messages are out there. And you're so right. I mean, Sunrider has always been about clean food. There's no question about it. And to your point, you're right. I know that in the past, I think it was for the 2008 Olympics team or Olympic Games, Sunrider actually sponsored the Israeli team and had products like Veros Joy, Top Sunrise, and Korean white ginseng approved through the Olympic committees in terms of clean products for use in the Olympics. I know that many of our foods are both kosher and halal certified as well. So Sunrider goes out of its way to make sure that we have clean food that's going into our body. So to some of these products, one of the first commercials that I totally stood out for me was one where they were talking about weight loss, okay, and how to prevent weight gain. And Finn, VitaTaste is our solution, right? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, those of you that remember the commercial, their tagline, but I'm going to just tweak it a little bit. Ask us if VitaTaste is right for you.
Perfect.
And VitaTaste has been on the market with Sunrider for probably at least 30 years. So, and what it does is it helps the body process simple carbs and sugars by engaging those receptors, those cell receptors that sugar would normally bind to. And the main ingredient for VitaTaste is gymnema. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly, but that is the sugar blocking herb that helps engage those receptors. So when I eat something refined, something sugary, simple carb or sugar, because those receptors are engaged by the herbs, it just flows through my body into my intestines, acts like fiber, and I get rid of it without any blood sugar peaks. It doesn't absorb the sugar. So this is really effective, again, for weight loss, for decreasing sugar cravings, because we all know when we eat something refined sweet, we just want more, right? It helps decrease that. And I know that there are Sunriders out there that also who are diabetics. So they actually test their blood sugars before and after using VitaTaste, and it has helped them maintain, proper healthy blood sugar levels. So it is absolutely one of my favorite products that I use every day.
Excellent. Thank you for that. I noticed some of the other commercials we saw spoke about balance all the time. And it was in a number of ways they were referring to balance, not only physically, but within the body, outside of the body, etc. So Judy, would you mind telling us a little bit about Sunrider's solution to balance, please?
I'd be happy to, because I just love quinary. I'm grateful for it every single day. How can you possibly get 50 different vegetables concentrated 10 times into your body in such a simple and easy way? I love health. I appreciate what it takes to get it with the cleanest vegetables and all, but let's face it, I don't have that kind of time, and many people don't either. So the convenience of it, the fact that it actually feeds all 5 systems, and remember, we're all about the seasons, the 5 element cycle, and those correspond. So this is a daily use product. And unlike some of the Olympians who may attach their name to something they maybe don't even take, all of us can endorse that this is a daily use product and how grateful we are to have it. So it's a wonderful addition, not to be used just when something goes awry, but daily use will help prevent that. And of course, we can add extra of any one of the elements, like as we did in summer with the Prime Again, for the endocrine system, we can add extra. We can be sure of the Beauty Pearl and different things like that. But daily use, balance your 5 systems, and life will be better.
Judy, that's fantastic. One of the things I've always loved sharing about quinary, as you referred to it right in the beginning, is when Cheryl spoke about, again, the idea of variety, okay, in terms of the products. And you said it, Judy, 50 plus different herbs, flowers, and plants make up quinary. when I think of variety, I mean, you look at 400 different products that Sunrider produces. A lot of people think that's the variety. The variety is a product like Quinary, where the Chins have combined 50 different herbs, plants, and flowers to create such an amazing product that's all about balance. And I know within the Quinary, you mentioned that we can also supplement with the individual formulas. You referenced Primegan for summertime. Well, with the earth element, that's all about assimilate, right? And I noticed that there was a lot of commercials on the Olympics as well about, oh, protect your gut, eat the right stuff, look at this probiotic, blah, 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 blah. Tim, Phytodophilus, here's a Sunrider solution all around the earth element, man. Tell us a little bit about
There's the segue of the century, man. Mac, that was awesome. Yes, Phytodophilus, and we've all been hearing about probiotics for several years now, or quite a few years. And yes, they're definitely a wonderful thing. We need to have that lactobacillus bacteria in to harmonize with the happy bacteria in our large intestines so that we can assimilate, eliminate optimally. Well, Sunrider just happens to have the very best probiotic on the market, really. And the reason being is because of the process of how they make it. Not only that it's such a pure process, is that they cover it in apopectin, and which allows it to get past our digestive system and right to the large intestine where it's needed and where it does its work and harmonizing with all our healthy bacteria so that we can feel good every day. I know that I've always had maybe 1 or 2 packs a week, but over the last while since Phytodophilus has been back, I have been so happy to have it every day for probably the last month now. And it's so convenient. It's quick and easy. It's tasty. I've got 2 of them here, and guess what? I got these 2 for happened to do an order, and they happened to come in free in the last order. So what a bonus time for me. So it's a good time for those out there who are ordering already or just about to. There's this promo going on right now. I know there might be some further details to that down the pipe, but Phytodophilus is just is the bee's knees in terms of this, and for happy gut health and the settling, especially like for me, it's first thing in the morning, and I might have another shot before I go to bed at night or right before dinner, but I like to have it first thing in the morning. It's the first thing that hits my stomach after a glass of water. There you go. And in the meantime, that kind of leads us into the next one, which I think Mac's going to be talking about. Taking care of all these sweet and poppy, sugary things they were advertising on the Olympics as well. And what kind of replacement do we have for that, my friend?
Absolutely, Tim. Great stuff. And thank you for your share on Phytodophilus. And, I'm just like you. It's first thing for me every morning. And like you quoted my favorite 4-letter word, which is free, which is exactly how you received those packages this month.
That's right.
Up there in Canada in terms of a promo that we'll talk about here in just a little bit. But thank you, Tim. And you're right. I just want to talk for a second about Sunnydew and Sun Nectar, which are Sunrider's stevia, their premier, unique, incredible stevia products that are really foods for our spleen and our pancreas. So it ties in well with Earth Element and what we're doing right now with this time of season. Again, we talked a little bit earlier about that whole idea of variety and concentration and so forth. And this is another series of products that's all about concentration, because stevia itself is sweet, but the way Sunrider purifies and concentrates it can be somewhere around 300 times sweeter than sugar. So the advice is always start with a drop or 2 until you see where you are in your tasting. Now, again, why is Sunrider's stevia different? First of all, again, it goes right back to all the things Cheryl talked about in terms of our formulation, our expertise in terms of developing these products. So rich in antioxidants, so highly concentrated, 0 sugar, carbs, or calories, no added chemicals or preservatives. And folks, all stevias are not the same. I've done a lot of looking recently about some of the commercial brands of stevia, some that were actually promoted on the Olympic commercials, okay? And what I found is it's really important to look at the labels when you're purchasing any product like this, because what you're going to find is a lot of these commercial brands, and I'm not going to name any names, but they're both big producers of sweetened beverages, okay, and probably the biggest in the world. But what you find if you look at their labels is they're adding things as fillers that are not very good. I mean, things like, I'm going to mess this up, erythritol, dextrose, maltodextrin, silicon dioxide, glycerins, artificial sweeteners. They're adding all of this stuff to what should be the most purest product in terms of a sweetener in the world. And here again is one area where I just have to take my hat off to the Chins for creating something so unique and so different for us as they did with these. Now, I use both of them. My favorite, just because it has been flavor, I guess, more than anything else, is Sun Nectar. And Sun Nectar is the concentrated raw extract of stevia, while Sunny Dew is our purified concentrated extract, actually more sweet than the Sun Nectar version that I prefer, which is the darker one. A little bit of a licorice flavor. I don't know, I just always have liked that one for some reason. But enough of my sharing on this stuff. Let's finish this off. Cheryl, back to you, because there were a lot of commercials on those Olympics that had to deal with muscle building and protein and all of that stuff. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about what makes our protein so unique.
Sure, Mac. Thank you. You know what? I love both the Sun Nectar and Sunny Dew. And I like them in different things. Like I like Sun Nectar in my Cali and Sunny Dew in my Fortune Delight, but it's great to have a great choice, right? So
Right.
our Protein Plus, which is nutritious and very delicious. It's 100% vegan, and it's 20 grams of easy to digest pure plant protein, and it's from pea and rice protein. And this blend of protein contains 9 essential amino acids, including the branched chain amino acids, BCAAs, to effectively build lean body tissue. So we all know protein builds lean body tissue, but it's also a great way to substitute a meal or use it as a snack. And when you're doing that, you're helping your body to think in terms of losing weight because you're getting what you need and you don't need to put in all those fillers. There's no sugar, there's no dairy, there's no artificial sweeteners or chemicals. And it comes in like 5 different flavors. Well, 4 right now, and then we have our new flavor coming soon. We have vanilla, we have caramel macchiato, we have pumpkin spice, and we have ginger turmeric. And then the chocolate mint will be coming out soon, right? It's our limited edition. So I absolutely love our Protein Plus, and you will too. Thanks, Mac.
Cheryl. Absolutely. It's funny, you guys, true confession time. I must admit, I was never much of a protein fan. Okay. It just didn't feel good in my body for whatever reason. So I got my protein elsewhere. But coming back from convention and now using the chocolate mint, I have fallen in love with that particular product. It is the base of my morning shake now every single morning. And I know it's going to be seasonal. We'll probably see the pumpkin spice come out late September, October for Halloween and kind of autumn and fall time, with the promise. I think Ruben told us that by November, we should see the chocolate mint coming back into inventory for us all to be able to enjoy. So thank you. Thank you all for sharing the way you did about these foods. And Tim, I know there are other ways we can obtain healthy, nutritious food during this time of the year. And, late summer is no different than any other season. We have some things that are bountiful and that are coming up right now in terms of our gardens and stuff. And again, I don't want to spend a lot of time here, but I want people to hear from you again. There are other alternatives. We can get fresh food right now. And again, as Dolphin always reminds us, no matter what the season, eat slowly, chew your food, and don't overload. Tim, anything you'd like to say about the late summer and just eating naturally from the bounty of Mother Earth?
You just about covered it there, Mac. That's pretty good.
Sorry.
No, that's good. To compliment what you've already shared, which is really good. First of all, the body loves and recognizes whole foods. And guess what? It's all around us right now, and there's an abundance of really good things that are very good for all the systems and complement all the systems in our body. And all the root vegetables and squashes and leafy greens, they're all just so good. And what's so nice is that if anything, Sunrider Foods are such a complement to any other of these good foods, and they also help us attract some of these foods that are naturally good for us, but may not have looked good in the past. It's just my own personal experience, I guess, to give a quick rundown. Is there'd be a time when chocolate cake looked really good, but once you're in balance, you go, ooh, I don't want, you start to equate the thing with the feeling you get rather than how good it tastes up here. It's like you start remembering, oh, I don't feel too good down here. So all of these wonderful vegetables are coming out right now and here to complement us. And of course, our stomach is a pretty smart place, and it tends to know what we need, and it'll give us feedback right away if something's not quite right. And there is the gut-brain connection. And I think Judy has a couple things to share with us around that. So she is one of our resident expert in this area. So Judy, could you please help us out and educate us a bit on this area? Thanks.
Well, I'm
Absolutely.
going to get you for that, Tim. I'm no resident expert.
You're us, baby.
I promise I'll jump to that slide in a minute, but before we do, I just have to remark
Oh,
on
sorry.
First of all, no, Tim, thank you, by the way. Great kind of overview on this. And, I was just looking up at that picture there, and I guess except for maybe the pineapple, the watermelon, and the banana, don't forget your fruit and vegetable rinse. Okay. It was just kind of my last comment about all these wonderful fruits and vegetables that are still in harvest right now. And Tim, to your point, great segue. Judy, talk to us a little bit about that gut-brain axis, that gut-brain connection that we all kind of know about, but maybe you can educate us a little bit more on.
Well, there's certainly no shortage of TV commercials on mental health and medications for it. And certainly there's no shortage on digestive health and remedies for it. Drug related, of course. I don't know if you've noticed this, but they list the side effects, and often the side effects are exactly what you were taking it for to fix in the first place. I'm really confused about that. But anyway, who knew the two most popular aspects of our health are being addressed continually? So it shows it's a big issue in the world today. And I think we kind of, like you said, Mac, suspected that there was a connection, but now they're making it clear cut. The researchers, scientists, medical doctors, holistic doctors, they're definitely connecting the gut and the brain. So much so, they're even calling the gut the second brain. So before anyone panics, that's a little scary thought initially, but they're even finding, we hear not only about the disorders, but about the aging disorders that they're looking for cures for. And oftentimes they offer no hope except perhaps discovering a new drug. And of course, anything that's helpful is great. However, it has been proven that you can slow down, but even improve the brain as we age. So it's not inevitable. It is something that we can work on. Now, the interesting connection to me, well, I won't head there first, but if you notice this great slide that Mac found for us, one side is going down, kind of the intake and the effect on the digestive system. But notice the uptake is all the things that we see today that are the bigger problems, such as mood, cognitive value. All these things are being affected by the actual microbiome. Now, we hear that word a lot too. For me, I have to reduce everything down to simplistic terms so that it clicks and I can refer to that illustration for my own self. I consider the microbiome the soil. We all know that we have to improve the soil in our garden to grow good plants, especially where I'm located. We have very poor soil, impossible to grow something. What do we usually put in if you're a gardener at all, or even if you're not, you've heard of it. Have you heard of compost? What does that consist of? Isn't it vegetables? Isn't it the things we cut off and prepare, the extra stuff that maybe we wasn't quite as perfect for the salad, or in our fruit salad, it was a little too ripe. So to improve the soil, we actually feed it, and we are actually feeding it whole foods. And boy, we're particular, aren't we? Because we're not going to throw the leftover chocolate cake in our garden. No, we're not going to throw that little wad of hamburger bun and a little piece of hamburger in the mail. We're not putting that in there. I'm not. So the thing is, we need to consider if that's what we need to grow plants that we're ingesting, what do we need in our soil, so to speak? We aren't going to put things that rot in there. There's a big difference between fermentation and the natural process of breaking down, which can produce prebiotics, probiotics, and rot. Gives a whole new thought to stinking thinking, don't you think? So consider, what are we putting down there as to how we feel? Now, something that I think really illustrates the gut-brain connection are the long lines we see outside every caffeine kiosk or little place in a grocery store that people get. Unknowingly, they are actually trying to balance that gut-brain connection. Now, caffeine, some people can tolerate it in smaller amounts. Large amounts, however, are not really recommended for anyone. In fact, did you know that if you would attend an anxiety clinic, what they would give you to produce an anxiety attack is caffeine? And then they proceed to teach you how to control that. So that's kind of interesting to me, since one of the common things that at least I see around me are people with more anxiety, people with panic attacks. I even know some people can't leave their house because of that. And so, is there a connection? Well, everybody's different. But again, it bears looking at. I also know from a close friend that was a colonic therapist that the colon actually changes 2 degrees in a schizophrenic attack. How that was discovered, I don't know. But again, it's just promoting the understanding that there is a definite connection. Now, most of us do like something uplifting. We like to sit and kind of enjoy ourselves or visit with someone. And do you remember the old Dr. Pepper commercials? It's like 10, 2, and 4, or the proverbial coffee break if we work in an office. Interesting enough, that is the perfect time for something uplifting. Now, some people say they can't get going in the morning without their cup of caffeine. I just absolutely look forward to my cup of Cali with I put Fortune in it, my Quinary. I'm hooked on that. But we have a wonderful new addition that we got this convention. It's called Intellirize. Now, for those of us who definitely can't have caffeine, it's a nice alternative, because I learned to enjoy the coffee and the taste of it when I was in the Midwest, because that's all they drink. And if you're invited in cold weather, that's all you're offered. So I learned to drink it, but it wasn't long before I knew I better not drink more than one or people around me suffered, and it affected my sleep. And it's also been shown who out there doesn't realize if they don't get adequate, good, deep sleep, that they're affected the next day. Their mood's affected, their cognitive ability, their ability to, it's just not good. So that's another thing. Many people wonder why they can't sleep, but they aren't aware of caffeine's effect on them, even if they only have it in the morning. So now we have a wonderful alternative. It doesn't mean it's a coffee replacement, because you can actually give this to children and have them enjoy it. You know why? It's made from 4 mushrooms. And does it taste good? Oh my goodness, it's fabulous. And it has adaptogens, so it actually elevates the mood. It helps the immune system, does all sorts of things, but it's a real treat. In addition, I like to add a scoop of, not a scoop, I just I use my Vanilla Protein Plus as a little bit of a creamer, just like, when I drink coffee, I like less coffee, more, cream and sugar. So I like to doctor my Intellirize with like a creamer. Or let me tell you what, in fact, I have one right here I'm enjoying. And when we're done, I'm going to add chocolate mint to that, and I get the creamiest treat you can imagine. So it's a great thing to incorporate. So it's not about giving up or no pain, no gain, but how about less caffeine and substituting? This is fabulous, hot or cold right now in Arizona. I like the cold. So we hear a lot about cold brew. So I really suggest using that. And as we head into the earth element, what is more earthy than mushrooms? I can't imagine anything we could do more seasonally. Mac, do you have anything to add on the mushrooms contained in Intellirise?
You know, Judy, I do certainly, and this truly is an incredible product. Like you, like all of us, I see us nodding our heads. We've all been consuming this coming back from convention and loving it. And you know, it's become a daily thing for me too. And you're right, the four mushrooms are lion's mane, chaga, cordyceps, and reishi. The adaptogens are rhodiola rosea and panax ginseng. And instead of going into a lot of detail on this call, what I'd like to suggest to everybody is we'll be posting on our 5-Element Cycle to Wellness website, or Facebook page, I should say, over this next week, specific information about each of these mushrooms, the impacts that they have on the body, and why this is such an incredible, incredible food. Anybody else have a story about Intellirise they want to share before we move on, or all good? All good. Okay, great. You know, this kind of brings us towards the end of our call. And before we get through, I just wanted to share with everybody, since we are in the month of August, haven't quite finished this yet, there are a couple of really good promotions happening in both the US and in Canada. Both of them are kind of tied, if you will, portions of them to using the new phone app, which again, folks, if you haven't had a chance to download the Sunrider app to your phone, I encourage you all to do so. Not the least of which is that the Sunrider is running a promotion through the apps this month. Here in the US, order $200 or more through the Sunrider Connect app, and you will get free shipping. In Canada, very similar, although it's $250 or more in Canada, you'll get free shipping plus 2 free 10 packs of Vitadophilus. And Tim, you referred to it before yourself. Even if you order this month in Canada by phone or on the website, you're going to get 2 free 10 packs of Vitadophilus, providing you order $250 or more. So again, I'm glad to see you taking advantage of that, Tim. Cheryl, I'm sure you and Dolphin are as well. And I can almost assure you, Judy and I, well, I can tell you for sure, I've already taken advantage of the phone app offer here in the US. So again, folks, get this information out there. This is only good for the month of August. You can order more than once. I mean, I can order every day $200 or more on the Sunrider app and get free shipping for each of those orders this month. So again, take advantage of it. Lastly, I just wanted to again thank you all for joining us as we transition from fire to earth. And please stay tuned for much more over this next several weeks as we post to the website. And I also wanted to just kind of conclude here by reminding everybody that it's not too early to start thinking about an autumn cleanse. I know we're going to hear more from Dolphin about that over the next couple of weeks. I promise to get the flyer up on our 5-Element Rising Stars Facebook pages. And again, folks, having been through these cleanses before, they truly are awesome. And we just encourage you all to certainly consider it and take advantage of it while you've got this great opportunity to do so. Anybody else like to say anything before we close the call down? The silent group. Okay, fair enough. How about we all just say goodbye to everybody? Thank you all for joining.
Thanks, everybody.
Look
Thanks,
forward to
everyone.
joining you
Thank
again
you.
next. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Cool.